Nick here, aka Goju Ninja. Thanks for tuning in for another video. In this video, I'm going to show you two basic drills or patterns that you can do in your dojo without a partner for arm and hand conditioning. In karate we call it Kota Kitae, conditioning of the arms, and these are just probably the two most basic patterns you can do. In front of me, I have a log or ude makawara wrapped with some rope. If you don't have something like this in your dojo, you can always just go outside and find a tree, which is actually what I used to do, choose to wrap rope around it or not. But anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna demonstrate a couple of movements for the first one, and then I'll do some explaining for you, and hopefully, maybe fill in any gaps and add to your training. So I just come up to the post. I stand pretty relaxed, arms out, fists. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a basic movement. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of technique-specific movement, but I want to point a couple of things out. I've seen people do it closed fist or open hand, which is fine however you prefer. What I do suggest is as you swing your arm to make contact, if it's either open hand or closed hand, when you make contact, obviously you're tightening the area that you're hitting, but focus a lot on squeezing your hand or tightening your fingers. That will help aid in tightening these muscles, which are up higher on your arm. When doing the striking, I see a couple of mistakes people make, and sometimes it just happens when you're training fast, but you want to strike with the side portion of your forearm on both sides. I see sometimes people will overturn and hit kind of the fatty part of the arm. That happens in fighting, that this has its purpose, but this is kind of where I believe you want to condition the most. Whether a kick comes in and you move to the side and hit, or a punch or some kind of grab, you can use this part of your arm, which has less fatty area, less nerve endings than the top of your arm. So anyways, we hit sideways, connect, hit, tighten, swoop around. We come for like a chudanuki side block. I see this happen a lot. When they hit, the hand is like this. You really want to turn that over, again, hitting the side of the forearm, not the top of the arm. Hit, same deal here. When we come down, we hit side of the arm. As you're doing this, you want to make sure you don't hit the same spot every single time, okay? This time I might hit lower to my wrist. Then when I come back around for my next, I might hit a little bit higher for all the hits. And then the next time I might hit even a little bit higher from that point. But that's kind of it. I mean, it's just really barbaric. You just swing your arms, squeeze, and hit. Like anything when it comes to body conditioning, it's better to do in moderation as a build-up. If I put a beginner on this and he started whacking his arms as hard as he could, the next day he's going to have bruises, going to be more injured than it's been helpful for him. So take your time. Conditioning is a lifelong process. Keep up with it as much as you can. One thing you can do as a little drill or trick, after you've done, your set on your log, bam, 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 bam. If you're having trouble, what you can do is hold your hand out, push extremely hard on the inside of your arm, and then come back up. You can do it the other way too. Somebody had said it's the way that your blood flows in your arm. I'm not sure, but make sure you give some good rubs in whatever direction. If somebody happens to know medically which should I go down the inside, up the outside, or down the outside, up the inside, I'm assuming it flows closer to your heart this way. Anyways, give yourself a good rub, especially while you're warmed up, because any bruises you have, it'll kind of help break that up rather than waiting till they're bruised and then trying to break them down like you see in CrossFit and other sports. So anyways, that was number one with the arm conditioning, Kota Kitae, basic, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next one I'll show is for your hands. Classic old karate chop. Maybe you might never use a karate chop, but it still helps pain tolerance and also being able to make contact with somebody and potentially push them away. It's all part of that. So it's a two shoe toe strike, I guess you could say. What I do is again, relaxed position, because for me, I'm focusing on conditioning my hands. If you want to add your specific techniques into it and make sure you do them right, you could have one hand in chamber, come up where you're supposed to strike. But for me, it's casual, it's motion, it's a constant motion. So I lift, strike, palm up to the ceiling, also fingers tightened, elbow in a decent spot. I don't want to be over here, I want to be with the post in front of me. Then I come to my ear, strike, okay? Always tightening the fingers, tightening the fingers. I would advise keeping your thumb inside as much as possible, because that also signifies you're learning how to grip. You don't grab something like this. When you grab it, your thumb goes under to have a confirmed control. So again, my hand just drops here, up, strike, in front, to this postured position, out. I'm standing kind of close to the makuwara so you can see. You can extend your hand out, come to chamber, out, chop, chop, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? So let me just show you about the speed you'll go for both of those, right? We're here, deep breath, then I'm going. Confirm pushing hits, up at the top here. Okay, that's it. Repetitive, boom, 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 boom. Work your way up slowly. We have 2 spots on here if you notice. The rope is what you should start at. Although it doesn't add too much protection, it does add a little bit of cushioning. Once you feel comfortable with the conditioning, then you can go for the straight log or tree. So if you do find a tree outside, I advise at first you wrap something around it, just thin rope or something, before you go right to hitting the bark, because, you know, unlevel causes a lot of bruises. In another video, I'm gonna put out actual Kota Kitae with a partner, stationary as well as moving. And then the thing I'm actually real excited for is just a full body conditioning type workout that we have most brown belts, black belts do. And you continue that on into an older age for pain tolerance and for actually conditioning of your bones and just, you know, getting used to getting hit. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.